Shut up, zombies! Shut up!
Be quiet, zombies.
I'm trying to think here.
Good luck with that.
Hey guys, this is Matthias, and in this video I'd like to show you how you can quickly discover some of the most useful recipes in H1Z1 at the moment. Now in my opinion, one of the most important ones is the first aid kit. You need salt and purified water in order to craft saline, and then with the saline you combine that with bandages and you make the first aid kits. Now, since there's recently been a server wipe, a lot of people are probably thinking about building up a new base again. And there are quite a number of recipes that you need in order to build a functioning base, depending on what standard you have, of course. Now, one of the key ingredients to build a base is scrap metal. And the reason for that is because out of scrap metal you can make metal brackets, and you can make metal shards that eventually can be turned into nails. Now, metal shards are not used for all that much, especially not in base building, but nails and metal brackets are essential. Now, if you are new to base building and you're in a community and you don't really know how to contribute, make sure to just gather scrap metal. Now, if you for the time being don't need more nails and metal brackets, you can just melt down the scrap metal in the furnace. That way you can make metal sheets, something that you will need quite a lot of. Now, when it comes to just discovering the essential building blocks that you need for base building, what you need to have in your inventory is first and foremost metal brackets and nails, as I covered. You also want to have a wood log, a wood plank and a wood stick, and a metal sheet. Now, once you have these ingredients, it's actually just 5 of them, you start combining them in the discovery menu. Now, there are some recipes that requires 4 different ingredients, but there are just as important ones that requires 3 or less, so you just have to switch it up, like you see me doing here. So now keep in mind, when it comes to base building, the most time-consuming and the most important part of it is to actually gather the ingredients or the material needed. And in a community with experienced players that are all willing to do their part, it all happens really fast. Unfortunately, there are plenty of players out there who will do anything to try to freeload off of their teammates, and holy shit, the amount of excuses I've heard from those kinds of players. Now, as you can see, there are plenty of recipes to discover, even with only these 5 ingredients. Here you saw me just discovering a storage container and a workbench. And the workbench is something that you should have next to a furnace. You need the furnace to melt down any random metal items into metal bars that you can make into metal sheets. But in order to make them into metal sheets, and in order to craft some items that requires metal, it also requires you to be next to a workbench. You also need to be next to a workbench in order to break down ammo, in order to craft other types of ammo. Now, if there's no available recipe to be discovered with the ingredients you have in your inventory, they will be grayed out. And the more recipes that I have discovered here, as you see in this video, the less recipes there are left to be found. So now you definitely want to have at least 1 barbecue. It requires pipes and scrap metal. And the furnace that I mentioned earlier requires 8 pieces of scrap metal and 1 metal bracket. So now another useful thing to have in your base is a B-box. Here is the recipe for that. Now what you want to do once you have a B-box is that you put empty bottles in it, and eventually you will have honey in those bottles. And combining honey with bandages will make it dressed bandages, and they're about twice as good as a regular bandage. Now a B-box requires tarp, and aside from B-boxes you can also make dew collectors and sleeping mats if you use tarp. I find almost all my tarp in car wrecks, but you can find them in dumpsters and random places as well. Here's another very useful recipe. It's a backpack frame. And if you combine this one with a spool of twine and I think 8 scraps of cloth, you can craft a framed backpack. Now there are a lot more recipes to be found, and some of them are more useful than others. Now depending on how you play the game and depending on what you want to achieve with your playing time, that is what's going to define how important a recipe is to you and your crew. Anyone in the White House?
Nope.
Yep.
Oh, you're there. Are you whacking or?
Yep.
Alright. How do you build your base? Well, we do this, we gather that, but most of it we're just whacking in the White House. That's so fucking true also. Was that you?
Wow. Yeah, I just killed all the zombies. Basically.
Yeah, this is probably the most reliable way of finding scrap metal. You need a crowbar and a car wreck, in this case, a wrecked van. Now you can either use the crowbar until it breaks and then melt down the broken metal item, or you can keep repairing it with the weapons repair kits until you have enough scrap metal for the moment. Now keep in mind that 1 scrap metal will bulk 25, however most of it is going to be used as nails or metal brackets, and a metal bracket will only bulk 10, so if you feel like your inventory is filling up, then turn those, or at least turn some of the scrap metal into metal brackets and nails right away, and you can just carry a lot more. Anyway, I hope this video was helpful. I wish you good luck with your base building, and thank you all for watching.
Hey,
And I didn't get any fucking wood logs when I chopped down the tree, risking my ass.
I just got them as I logged in. Oh my god, I just logged in forward logs. I was like, what the fuck?
Well, I guess I could have just kept chopping then.
Right, where's the fucking door? How do I get out of this place? I can't find the door. Oh, there it is. There we go. Hey, what's the code? Let me out then, you twat. Right, let's go and get some scrap metal.
There we go.
7 weapon repair kits, I'll take them.
I thought the car was empty.
Another branch, I'll take them. Take that, even.